What's caused winter, Rabbi say. Okay? I'm doing it in broad daylight. Let's see who's boss. The next time. במצרים נאמר, בעצם היום הזה, פרשת בו, הוציא השם. לפי שהיו מצרים אומרים, בכך וכך. אם אנו מרגישים מהם, אינו מניחים אותם לצאת. If we're going to feel that we're not going to allow them to leave. ולא עוד, אלא נותנים סייפות וכלי זין והורגים אותם. We're going to take arms and knives and kill them. אמר הקדוש ברוך הוא, הקדוש ברוך הוא replied, הריני מוציאה בחצי היום. I'm going to do it in broad daylight. כל מי שיש פה כוח למחות, יבוא ממך. Whoever has the ability to protest should come and protest. Afkan b'misaso shel Moshe. That's the third example. So HaKadosh Baruch Hu does know how to tell the Egyptians, "Echab b'chibut."
Which one did Rashi miss out?
What?
Which one did Rashi miss out?
Okay, the one by Abraham, but it's kapasha. It's the Rashi by Abraham is not all Rashis have it, and over there it's a different kind of. Betzim was there. Shelo yomru. They should go ahead and say, "Okay, I'll call upon him." But HaKadosh Baruch Hu at one stage tells the Mitzvim, "I'm doing it. Al apam v'al chabatam, whether you like it or not. I'm boss." So what's the shot of all these negotiations with Pharaoh? He should say yes, and he's still saying no. Vayach b'dliboy. What do we care what he says? Just start leaving. And HaKadosh Baruch Hu will take care of it. Like he did say at the end of the day. He said on Tesvav Nisan. He said it. What? So what's up, shot? Again, there's reasons for the Makis. There's all kinds of reasons. But Lamaisa, the way it appears from Pshuta Shemikra, we're waiting, begging Paro, please give us permission to leave. Why do you have to beg him? HaKadosh Baruch Hu needs reshus from Paro? Yes.
The second set last week said that the point of asking Paro was to show Kayach Hashem, not Kayach Hashem, but...
I'm sure there's an Indian in that. But it says Mefarish that we always go to him and we have to ask his reshus.
Yes, and because you're saying no, therefore the markets are going to come. If you're not asking, then there's no reason to...
So don't ask him. You want,
no markets.
why not? HaKadosh Baruch Hu wants to do Tamakas. Go ahead, do Tamakas. Why do you have to ask Paro reshus? The goal is to punish Paro.
So give Paro the choice. You give him choice.
So how come on the test of Nisan there's no choice? This Rashi Nazino?
This Rashi, but
Okay, so what's up, Shad? Let's try to work it all out. You wanna do Tamakas? Go ahead, do Tamakas. But not the way it's presented. Paro, please, let us go on. Oh no, okay, here's another Makkah. Why are we giving Paro such power? Power rhymes. What? What's going on here? What? But he's not allowed to keep us. We want to go out. We're not taking his country away. We just want to leave. And we want to be free people.
did we ask his permission when we went down?
You see, again, you see that HaKadosh Baruch Hu says, I don't care. You see, he says it. So what's going on over here?
It's the whole idea that it's not about Paro, it's about Hashem showing his...
So show it. Show it without power.
for the Bnei Yisrael.
You show it. Give him 10 buckets, one after another. Without negotiations. Anyway, it's the show. It's not about him. So what's the bluff for?
Well, then why are you doing it?
To show HaKadosh Baruch Hu's koach.
Yeah, but that's just
vengeance. I think there's something deeper here. What could it be? Let's try to do it. It's a very basic question. Why do we need Paro's consent? And Amakas Paris, Baruch Hashem, he said, Kumultu, leave. Go. And then the next day he changed his mind. It's all, we're waiting with the, what's the word with you wait for? What? Bated breath. Paro, please say yes. Come on, please. Okay, finally he said yes. Thank you, Paro. So again, if it wouldn't have been for this Rashi Nazino, I would agree to it. But the Rashi Nazino says that Kodesh Baruch Hu says 3 times, and this is one of them. They're leaving broad daylight. Whoever wants to be Moicha, come with Moicha. I'm going to show that I'm boss. So show it till now.
Are you showing the
They didn't have the schusim to leave yet.
Are you showing
It's nothing to do with the negotiation with the power then. Nothing to do with it. We're waiting. We're not going to leave without his rishus. That's what you see.
They could have left. They could have laid down tools and walked off. But they,
No, so power won't let them, but Kodesh Baruch Hu will intervene. Like he did in Tesvav Nisan. Kol mi sheish b'yad v'limchos sheyavo v'imcha.
They were avoiding. There was no.
No, he's not allowed to keep us. He's doing neighbor. He's killing us. He's an immoral person.
Can they get rid of their others?
Yeah. If you have a Kodesh Baruch Hu on your side, yeah.
but do they not have got a problem inside?
We have a Kodesh Baruch Hu with us.
But do we feel it?
Come on. We have Moshe coming and telling us, we'll do whatever Moshe tells us. Yeah. So don't talk to Paro. Just give him 10 makas. One after another. What are you talking to him for? No, I'm sorry? We could leave without his permission. He doesn't own us. No. He's a criminal. So we don't have to deal with criminals. He's holding us in an unfair way. He's killing us, subjecting us. We don't need it. HaKadosh Baruch Hu doesn't need his rishus. But okay, Moshe is the representative of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. I think the key is 2 points. The Maral and Derech Chaim on the Mishnah, and Perek Hey Mishnah Dalet. It says in the Mishnah, Asora nisim nasu labusenu b'Mitzrayim va'asora layam. And the Mishnah goes on explaining, Esor makas hivi HaKadosh Baruch Hu la'Mitzrim b'Mitzrayim va'asara alayam. And the Maral asks a Pashut Akasha. V'yesh lahakshos, over there on the Mishnah. אחר שעשה הקדוש ברוך הוא 10 ניסים במצרים במצרים, למה הוא צריך לעשות על הים? What's the need for this? He did already 10 miracles in Mitzrayim. What's the need for the repeat? And it's Meduik because he explained in the previous Mishnah that the number 10 is all-encompassing. It includes everything. So HaKadosh Baruch Hu did all the types of nisim possible on Mitzrayim. What's the need to do now nisim on the Yam again? What's the purpose of this repeat? That's what he asks. יש להקשות. אחר שעשה הקדוש ברוך הוא 10 ניסים מישראל במצרים, למה הוא צריך לעשות על הים? Good kasha. ויראה לומר, it appears to be, כי השם יזבח 10 ניסים לישראל, כדי שיהיו אל השם יזבח לגמרי. Through Nisim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu acquires us. Why is Nisim called the Kinyan? We'll see. If there'll be time, we'll talk about it. But that's a given here. That through the Nisim, we become HaKadosh Baruch Hu's. Ukol Moshe Omar HaKosov, Anochi Hashem Elokecha, Asher Utzisicha Me'eretz Mitzrayim. I took you out of Mitzrayim, you're my Eved. כי מפני שהוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, ראוי שיהיה השם יזבח לכם לאלוקה. That you see. Because he took us out of Mitzrayim, we are his slaves. He saved us. ומפני כי ההצלה היא בשניים. There's 2 kinds of enemies. מן המסנגד הוא האדם, שהוא בעל בחיר או בעל שכל, והמסנגד השני הוא הטבע. We have 2, I'll give you a dugmas in what I say. We tell HaKadosh Baruch Hu, רצוננו לעשות רצונך. ומי מעכב? Sa'or shebe'isa b'shimon machuyas. Sa'or shebe'isa is the Teva, Yetzer Hara. And then Shimon machuyas is people. Says about those are these kind of 2 misnagdim that hypothetically could be Adam and Teva. What does that mean? המסנגד הראשון הוא האדם שהוא בעל חיר או בעל שכל. והמסנגד השני הוא הטבע. Who's stronger? So says the Maral, לא ראי זה כי ראי זה. ולא ראי זה כי ראי זה. המסנגד שהוא האדם שהוא בעל שכל, מצד מה? from a certain perspective, hu yoter kasher min hamisnagid hativi. He's harder than the teva. כי המסנגד הזה, אדם מחשב תמיד בחוכמתו, לסגר על המסנגדו. He's always trying to outsmart you. He'll surprise you. Right? ולפיכך מצד מה הוא קשה מן הדבר הטבעי, שהוא הולך לפי טיבוי. Teva is predictable. It can't surprise you. Teva. Oh, those who know how to make the cheshbon can tell you when's going to be the eclipse of the sun and the eclipse of the moon for the next 1,000 years. When and where will happen. The Teva is predictable. Like Rashi says at the end of Nitzavim, he's Taklu B'Shemayim, the Shemesh Ve'ereach. Did the Shemesh ever change its conduct? Did it ever? What? By Yeshua. Shema Allah Gal Mizrach V'Lo Hir. These things are day in, day out. Adam can outsmart you. He can surprise you. So from that point of view, a misnagid of Adam is worse. He has das, and he has free will. But another reason why Adam is more, Adam has a tzeva lokim. He's just more than Teva. But from a different angle, ain't no kosher kokach. Adam is not so terrible. Maybe he'll change his mind. Maybe he'll decide to make peace. אבל הטבעי אינו כך, כי לעולם הוא עומד. But the Teva doesn't change mind. חוק נתן שלא ישנו את תפקידם. Again, that Rashi Nitzavim. Day in, day out. Right? Did the sun ever bunk? Never happened the sun didn't show up one day? Never. Right? So the Ral says the Misnagid Adam has a milah that he's a chacham and he's a Baal Seichel. Meidach Yisa, the Misnagid of Teva doesn't change, doesn't retract, and from that point of view he's stronger. ולפיכך הוציא הקדוש ברוך הוא את ישראל ממצרים על ידי ניסים. הקדוש ברוך הוא הדין us through miracles, והציל אותם מן המסנגד שהוא בעל שכל, הוא פרעה, הוא מצרים. That's one enemy. שהיו באים עליהם בכוח ובגבורה, והיו עומדים בפניהם שלא יצאו מתוכם. Paro and the Mitzvah did not want to stop us leaving. Vashem Yisbach הוציא אותם, and HaKadosh Baruch Hu took us out. וגם, what's the next word? I'm just kidding. Asay mem nisim al hayam. Miracles on the yam. Shu misnagid at-teva. Water doesn't let us go through. Shelo hayu otachas rishus power. We're already out of power's domain. Hotzit yisod mitoch hayam v'kara lem hayam hativi shaya omed bifneim. והרי הציל את ישראל ממסנגד טבעי ומסנגד בעל שכל. ועל ידי זה קנה השם מזבח ישראל לגמרי, שם שלו. הוא לקח שקולים אלו שני דברים, ההוצאה ממצרים וההוצאה מן הים, וכל אחד ואחד היו בו 10 ניסים. That's different like Kimchaim of the Maral and Derech Chaim, Perek Hey, Mishnah Dalet. HaKadosh Baruch Hu wants to acquire us through Nisim. Acquiring us through Nisim means you can't live without me. That's what it shows. Vis-a-vis a misnagid Adam, vis-a-vis misnagid of the Teva, you cannot live without me. And he did miracles against both. You now, I own you, legamri. Kaniti utchem, legamri. That's what the Ral says. Geschmack, right, guys? It's Geschmack Maral Derech Chaim. What? How does that answer? We have another 35 minutes to go. Habibi, yifshar hakol b'vat echad. I gotta go at least to 3 minutes to 10. Okay? What? Right. Okay, Chabad. That's one Maral. I want to read you another Maral. A Maral in Tiferes Yisrael, Perek Tetzayin. You know what the Maral speaks over there? Why there's a necessity the Torah should be given. He calls it moifus. He gives 2-3 reasons. Torah has to be given to the world. You cannot have Torah. You cannot have a world without Torah. Why? I'm going to read you the third.
Surely that's impossible.
What?
Surely the world without Torah is impossible.
I'm sorry?
Surely a world without Torah is impossible.
Impossible. Why? So he's going to explain. That's the point he wants to explain. Mofet Shlishi. We're going to the third Hezber. The Hezber tell that word that you have to have something that will complete you, right? It has to be Torah min Hashemayim. Okay. Why does it have to be? It has to be. Okay. Fine. Mofet Shlishi. Reason number 3 why Torah has to be Hashemayim. Hu Mofet Barul. Something very clear cut. Ki Rosh Ofras Tevel Hu Adam. Man is the highest creature in the world. V'tzarich sheyeh ha'adam shu Rosh HaTachtonim. The Adam who's the head, the leading of the world. Mesudar tachas Hashem Yisbach. Shu ilat hakol. Adam has to be an employee for HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Everyone has to be subjugated to Hashem. Even Adam, who's the king of the Bria. But he has to be Mesudar tachas Hashem Yisbach. What does Mesudar tachas Hashem Yisbach mean? Programmed to be under Hashem. Shu ilat hakol. Again, the words Ila and Olul, the Misharim use it, means creator, and Olul is one being created. Shem Loken. If Adam doesn't have any obligations towards Hashem, Yeh Adam b'fnei atzmo. Man will be on his own, a CEO. Misulak min Hashem Yisbach. Right? What are you going to say then? HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Adam rosh patachtonim, kumo Hashem Yisbach, shu elokam b'alyonim. If not, we'll just say there's two parallels. Who said that point, Rabbi Yisai? Where does it say this in Chumash, Rashi? What? No. Where does Rashi say? There's a sakana, they're going to say there's two authorities. Hashem is the boss up there, and Adam is the boss down here. Where? Let me show you. Give a look in Bereshis, Rabbi Yisai. Perik Beis, Pasuk Yud Zayin. Why does it say Perik Beis, Pasuk Yud Zayin? In Bereshis. Makatuv. Pasuk Yud Ches. I'm sorry, Pasuk Yud Ches. Vayom Hashem Elokim lo tov yoysa Adam levadoi. It's not good for man to be alone. Eselo ezel ketnegdoi. You remember what Rashi says there? What does Rashi say? Shelo yomru shtei rishuyaseh. They're going to say there's two kinds of authorities. HaKadosh Baruch Hu yochid ba'elyonim ve'eno zug, v'zeh b'tachtoinim ve'eno zug. So, Bekitzer, who reminds us that we're not God? Our wives. Isn't that a pasuk ahead? Right? Meaning, if an Adam would have been on his own, he might have thought, I'm like God. He's a yochid, I'm a yochid. So there's means that have to be done to remind you, hey, you're an employee of the one up there also. Okay? So says the Maral. Rak, שצריך אתה לומר במה שמקבל האדם גזר הסעילה, but that Adam accepts upon himself the decree of the Creator, he atayim min hashamayim, shehu le'ola le'adam, it's a yoke, meaning you are working for Hashem, u'bezeh u'mesudah tachas rishus ha'ila. So now Adam is mesudar. What would be the word for mesudar? What? Program. There's instructions coming from the Shemaim telling you what to do and what not to do. Meaning, you have a boss that you have to report to. How does the boss tell me what to do? Torah. כי האדם מיוחד מכל הנמצאים שהוא בעל בחירה לעשות מה שירצה. Man has free will. ואינו כמו העליונים שהם עושים רצון קונהם בלא שינוי וחילוף. Meaning, the other creatures do רצון Hashem, yeah, they don't have free will. So they're mamish program for that. The way HaKadosh Baruch Hu created them. Zulat ha'adam, asher hu ba'al b'chira retzunit la'asot. Man has free will. V'lakach, im lo haya metzuveh b'ma'asav, if he wouldn't have been commanded on his deeds, hayahu chaluk b'tachtoinim. He would have been separated from all other creatures. Ki ha'reshut la'atzmo. He's his own boss. V'lo haya lo kishur v'sidur be'ilato. He would have been connected and tied to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. ודבר זה אי אפשר. שיהיה האדם נבדל מן העילה ויהיה ברשות עצמו. That's impossible that we're going to be CEOs, free agents, and we just do what we want. There has to be a relationship of instructions that come from HaKadosh Baruch Hu to Adam, and now we are under HaKadosh Baruch Hu's wings. Good. So why do I need Torah? To have this relationship. He's telling you what to do. He's the boss. Asks the Maral Akasha. I know a man's under HaKadosh Baruch Hu. מצד שיכול לעשות בהם כרצונוי, להמיס ולהחיוס. ובדובר זה האדם תחת רשות העילה. Of course, the HaKadosh Baruch Hu subjugated Hashem. Hashem can do with him whatever he wants. He can kill him. He can do whatever he wants. Don't you see Hashem can do whatever he wants? Doesn't that show that Hashem's boss? He brings Corona when he wants. He brings this. He brings that. The Eibusha feels like the belt, no? So I need a whole system of Torah to make Adam realize that there's a boss and he's under the boss.
Without Torah, you'll think it's Teva.
No, come on. If there'll be a Navi that will come and say, I don't need Torah for that. But look what the Maral answers. Such a lofted. Chasser, I don't think you're allowed to compliment him. But I remember Moshe Shapiro told me, the Maral lamdan per excellence. This question: you need Dafka Torah to put to besader Adam under HaKadosh Baruch Hu? The fact that HaKadosh Baruch Hu can do whatever he wants with him, he'll do it in a miracle way, whatever. Why do you need Dafka Torah? Look what he answers. No, that's not enough. Yes, HaKadosh Baruch Hu could kill him and make him die and so on. But that's not addressing the intelligence of Adam. All creatures are under Hashem. Also a cat. The HaKadosh Baruch Hu could do with a cat whatever it wants. He has to be under HaKadosh Baruch Hu with the uniqueness of Adam. What's unique about Adam? The free will and intelligence. That has to be subjugated to Hashem. The fact that Hashem can kill him and he'll be afraid of Hashem, that doesn't make it. That you do also with the animal. Well, you have to address what Adam is Adam, and that should be subjugated to Hashem. What is Adam about with his das? With it, Sichli means intelligent, also spiritual. He has to be in a unique way under HaKadosh Baruch Hu. ואי אפשר שיהיה זה רק כשנוסע לו תורה. שעל ידי התורה אדם במשהו שכלי תחת רשות העילה. Right? This is what an intelligent person does. He puts on tefillin. You're addressing a human being with his intelligence. אשר ציווה עליו שיהיה הנוגע שלו בעניין זה. ואם לא כן, if it would be for Torah, אינו אדם במשהו מיוחד בעל שכל תחת רשות העילה. Otherwise, of course, the HaKadosh Baruch Hu could kill him, but he also could kill a cat. He could kill a mouse. He could kill Adam. That's not unique, right? Boy, so this is such love. This. I see the Adam was very happy and excited about it. It's mamish love this. It's so. Oh, and what makes him Adam, that has to be subjugated to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Yeah, and these are mitzvahs. That the mitzvahs are dealing with the Adam that has Ramach Evorim, Veshisagidim, and addressing all the claim of Adam. That is what Torah does. But the fact that you can beat him up and kick and kill him, that doesn't show it. Okay? Yeah. ואם לא כן, אין האדם משהו מיוחד בעל שכל תחת רשות העילה. רק הוא תחת העילה במשהו משותף עם שאר התחתונים. That you can kill him, that's not unique. לא במשהו מיוחד בין שאר הנמצאים. Okay. Rabbi said, this is such a classical Maral Svara. I'll give you an example, Rabbi said, where he says this Svara again. That you have to bring the uniqueness out. Not something that is shared by everyone. I'll give you an example. The Rishonim ask Akasha, how come Shabbos starts with Melechas Hatzah? You see, it's the Shabbos time Shanaba. Why? It's called Malacha Griya. The Seder of the Malachas is Why are you starting with the Otzah? That's why I ask. All the Rishonim asking. You know what the Maral answers? On his Chidushim on Shabbos La'alacha? He's going with the Shita, that in itself is a Chiddush, that there's no Isum Malacha of Itzah on Yom Tov. Which is not so pashut, but that's what he says. He says the other 38 malachas could also be applicable to Yom Tov. If there's a het of Eichel Nefesh, then there's some malachas which are mutter. But if it's not for Eichel Nefesh, all 38 malachas could be also on Yom Tov. Hoitzah is the only one which is only Shabbos. That means the uniqueness of Shabbos is seen through the malacha of Hoitzah. If you learn the malacha of Hoitzah the way you're supposed to, in halacha and machshava and agata, you're going to discover what's the uniqueness of Shabbos. But all the other malachas are shared also in Yom Tov. So they don't express the uniqueness of Shabbos. We want to start Masechas Shabbos with the uniqueness of Shabbos. Jewish? Mark, Jewish or not? What? Yeah. Here. It's called Shabbos Shabbosa. Okay. It's the Shabbos Shabbosa. It's the only Yom Tov which is called Shabbos Shabbosa. Okay. I hear. Anyway, that's what he answers. How do I define if it's unique? It's not shared by others. But once it's shared by others, it's not unique. Because others have it also. Unique means that it's only here. Melech of Shabbos is only by Shabbos. So it's unique for Shabbos. The same thing says the Maral here Tiferes. It has to be that Adam will be subjugated to HaKadosh Baruch Hu in a way that's unique to Adam. That HaKadosh Baruch Hu could kill him? That's not unique to Adam. HaKadosh Baruch Hu could kill anyone. Right? Alive and well? Okay, Chaveh. The Maral Derech Chaim, together with the Maral and Tiferes, I just want to add one more Maral, which I don't bring the same with me, but I'll tell you. It's not only the Maral that says this, but also the Maral says it, regarding the question of Kvat Lev, of Paro. The famous question, you make him stubborn and then you punish him? How is that fair? The Rambam asked the Kasha, don't have Rishonim ask this Kasha. An answer that appears in this Sforno, in this week's Pasha, but also in the Ramban, and the Maral says that one of the answers in verse Hashem Perek Lamed Aleph is on the contrary. The Rambam goes with the Malach that the free will was taken with him. Free will's a gift. And since he misused his free will for 5 times, it was taken away. The gift was taken away. That's the Rambam Shita. You know what this Sforno says? Mamish clear. You know what this Sforno says? No, on the contrary, it's to preserve his free will. Yeah, of course he would have buckled and given in after a while. Who could tolerate such punishments one after another? Of course he's going to give in. The only way to prevent him from giving in is to harden his heart, and now we're back to 50-50. That's what the Sforno says. And the Maral says the same thing. In verse Hashem, Perek Lamed Aleph. It's not taking away from his free will. On the contrary, it's preserving his free will. Otherwise, for sure, buckle. But not because he really thought about it, he's doing tshuva. He just can't take it anymore. You know, like with our kids, when they nudge and nudge and nudge, and then we give in. As we just give in, we can't take the tshuva anymore. By the way, the kids know it. And they know what to nudge on the father, what to nudge on the mother. They're very clever. And they insist, and they insist. And after a while, you say, I'm going to give in. So you'll try to make it a mechubadik away, only on Kadesh, but they don't know, it's Vishanuts. Why are you giving in? Because you can't take it anymore. So HaKadosh Baruch Hu hardened his heart that he should keep the equilibrium. Big word for me. Thank you for understanding. And the balance is kept. Now, 1 second. That's what this one says. But I have a kasha. If that's the plan, what happened at the end? After Makkah's Paras? And on the 6 Makkahs that happened from, after number 5, what is it? Shchin, a dash, right? Shchin, and then Baran, Arbe, Choshech, and those four, it says in all four of them, after a while, so according to this four now, to keep the equilibrium, equilibrium, to keep the balance. But at the end anyway, you just, he gave it after Makkah's prayers. So what do you gain? Where's the equilibrium there? It doesn't say after Makkah's prayers that Hashem was machmid liboy. So you're keeping him the balance, and Vas. At the end though, he fell apart. He said, "I'm also a bchor. I'm petrified," and we left. So, at the end of the day, what happened? He gave in. He surrendered because he was so frightened. So what did you get with these four Makkahs doing it? I don't know what I say. Good question, huh? The Olam today is not responding the way I'm used to. Usually the Olam is like, I don't know, today I'm best of verschlaft. Rabbi said, I want to tell you a chiddush. I saw it at a sefer. I gotta see. I saw it with the Haitikis firm, but I gotta see someone earlier that says it. Also, Makkah's Poras HaKadosh Baruch Hu's machmid libud. It's not mentioned. Where's give a look? You'll see. Let's give a look at Parshas VoEira. After Shchin. What does it say? Where's Shchin say? Okay. We end with Bar. Where's the one before that? Okay. Here. Perek Tes, Pasuk Tes. והיה לאובק על כל הארץ מצרים דשכין. הם ויקחו את פרק ויעמדו לפני פרעה. הם פסוק י"א, פרק ט' פסוק י"א. ולא יכלו החרטומים לעמוד לפני מוישה. הם פסוק י"ב, ויחזק השם את לב פרעה. This is the first time it says that. ולא שלח. Okay, and then what happened in Baran? Number 7. And again, Pasuk of Beis. They can give him Moshe Rabbeinu with his stick. Pasuk of now there was Baran. Okay. Daven for me. The last pasuk of the parsha. Vayichazek lev paro. It's Hashem. V'lo shilach b'nei Yisrael. Right. In Parshas Boy, what's the first makkah in Parshas Boy? Arbe. Right. So all the psukim speak about Arbe in the beginning. Pasuk Yud Beis, and here it comes. And Pasuk Yud Paro begs daven for me. And Pasuk Chaf, Perek Yud, Pasuk Chaf. Vayichazek Hashem es lev Paro. V'lo shilach b'nei Yisrael.
Sorry, in Barad it says Vayechzak lev.
Vayichazek.
So I got in Barad.
Yeah.
Vayechzak.
Vayichazek. It's been PL.
Pasuk Lamed Hey.
The last pasuk of the parsha.
Vayechzak.
Vayichazek lev Paro. It's Hashem. That's what Chazal say. You're right, it doesn't say though. It's a hora. But the next 5, it says, Rashi points it out this week's Pasha. 5 and 5. Let's go on to...
The Targum is Itakaf, whereas in Pasuk Yud, the Targum is Itakif, Hashem Yasir.
I hear. It's a good kasha, but where does Rashi say the first 5 are like this, the first one like that? Chavi, you remember where it says it? Okay, you'll find it. Let me know. Let's go on. But a good kasha of Kadui. What's number 9? Choshech. What happened there? Perek Yud Pasuk of Zayin. Vayichazek Hashem es lev Paro. And then HaKadosh Baruch Hu says, Od negavi al Paro, and here comes Makkah's Paras. It's towards the end of, after Shishi. What does it say in Parshas Boy? Perek Yud Beis, Pasuk of Tes. ויקום פרעה על בכל עבדיו, ויקרא למוישה לעם, ויאמר קומו צאו, גם צאכם גם בכם קחו, ותחזק מצרים על העם, כי אמרו כולנו מייסים. And they left. It doesn't say ויחזק ליבו. It doesn't say. Right? What? Power given. So what's the purpose? If anyway he buckled at the end. So what's the purpose? Okay, but what happened with Yam Suf? But what happened afterwards? Look at Perek Yudalit, Pasuk Dalit. In Shmois, v'chizakti his lev paro v'rod v'achrem. And Pasuk Ches, v'chazek Hashem his lev paro. Rabbi Yosef, what do you say about the following svara? According to the svara of the whole purpose is to keep this balance, and he should on his own acknowledge HaKadosh Baruch Hu, he did. At the end, he just surrendered to Makas Pores. So what did you gain? No, there was also Achbadas 11 and Makas Pores. And then Paro decided on his own, I'm going to let them go. The goal was reached. Hai doesn't say that HaKadosh Baruch Hu was Machmid Liboy and Makas Pores. You know why? Because it didn't make a difference. He let us go. The Torah records Achbadas 11 is if as a result of it, he said, no, I'm not letting you leave. But if you let us leave, according to the Sforno, that's what you have to say. There was Achbadas 11 also in Pchars, because otherwise we want to keep the equilibrium. And he should decide on his own with free will to let us go. That's not what happened at the end. Muslim Zoget, what does that mean? You must say. Then it did happen. How? There was Achbadas 11 and the goal was reached. And Paro said, go. Right, Rabbi? You follow the Rashi? Oh, for example, as a Gimel, the Rashi says, Shkoyach Baruch, Zayin Gimel, Vani Yakshem is the Paro, says Rashi, Shashir, good. Right. Okay. B'chamesh because the Shaznom B'chazek Hashem. Okay. You have a good kasha from Makas Bar. A good kasha from Kedui. Anyway, Rabbi says, do you see what I want to say? You know how come we needed the consent of Paro? What the Maral says in their Chaim. We want to deal with the Adam, the enemy called Adam. But not that just to beat him up and he'll give in. He should, with his das. Just like the Maral said in Tiferes, that when you deal with the Adam, you gotta deal with das. And HaKadosh Baruch Hu wants to make Adam under him addressing his das, is addressing his koiches, and Torah mitzvahs is addressing those koiches. Also, Paro, we want that he should acknowledge with his das of Adam, yes, HaKadosh Baruch Hu is the king. And it does say in some places the Paro did Tshuva. They compare it to Melech Nineveh. It does say.
Doesn't it say that he was the king of Nineveh? It's for Yemen, it's the same power.
Yeah. It's a medrash that compares it exactly to Nineveh. So Rabbi say, you know how come we're doing it that way? Of course, HaKadosh Baruch Hu could make power surrender. Of course, he could do that. Of course, HaKadosh Baruch Hu doesn't even choose from Adam. Of course. But that's what HaKadosh Baruch Hu wants to show here. That even people with their free will and their intelligence are going to acknowledge my kingdom. And it was reached in Makas Pores. Because otherwise, if there was no Achbadas Lev, you may ask, what happened in Makas Pores that there's no more Achbadas Lev anymore? What happened? You can say we stop at a certain degree. But according to what we're learning, according to the Svano, there was Achbadas Lev in Makas Pores. But the Torah didn't report it because it didn't make a difference. He said you could go.
Was that down to his acknowledgement, or was that down to he had enough?
Acknowledgement. Because HaKadosh Baruch Hu is believable. He had enough already a long time ago. But HaKadosh Baruch Hu made his heart harder to keep the equilibrium. Right? Oy bazeh, can anybody answer me the kasha from Parshas Azino? There HaKadosh Baruch Hu says, guys, I'm doing it. Tough luck. You don't like it? Tough. I'm doing it in broad daylight. Anybody who wants to fight with me, you're invited to come. What would you say? That's already after Makas Pores. The goal has been accomplished. It's after Makas Pores. Power said the previous night, go. That's what we wanted. We reached our goal. Like you hear in ways, you have reached your destination. You reached your destination. Mission accomplished. When Paro said in Makis Poros, Kumutsu mitoch ami, that's what we wanted. That our Adam with his das, activating his free will, says, Hashem's the boss, leave. You belong to Hashem. L'chuiv du es Hashem l'kechem. It was reached. Once it was reached, now what happened in Yam Suf? Here what person happens the goal has been reached. Paro said with three, he may change his mind tomorrow morning. It was done already. It was chal. It was chal that the das of Adam, who was against us, was with his das, intelligence and free will, surrendering to Hashem. Yes, he's Gabrus and what the Maral said. I'm taking the Maral and Derech Chaim together with the Maral in Tiferes, and I'm making a shidduch between them. What did he say in Tiferes? That when you deal with Adam, it has to be in an Adamdika way, in a unique way. What did he say in Derech Chaim? It has to be Adam. It has to be that the Adam is doing it in a unique way. What happened though at the very, very end? That the Mitzrayim were drowned against their free will. You know why? We're already on the Yam then. And the Yam now, the Mahalach is, we're not there anymore with free will. The Yam doesn't have free will, and the Paro doesn't have free will. The Mitzrayim. They died Baal Kocham. It's not that they said, yeah, we're going to die. Once the goal has been reached by Makis Poros, Shalom Balon. The goal has been reached. Verstehst? And that's so. Parshas Azinu is not a kasha anymore. Parshas Azinu, to a certain degree, is already. It's like Kriyas Yamsuf. Also in Kriyas Yamsuf, Lemaisa Paro got wiped out. Pshuta K'mashma. Echad Memnonos, I think he himself was remained. No, yeah, he Adechad. Okay, but the Mitzrayim were wiped out because once the mission has been accomplished in Makis Poros, now we're going to the next station, which is, I don't care about your free will. I'm doing what I want. In Chobdach, in my bold? In my bold, you say? In bold. In Chobdach, in bold. Because we have to always, the first channel was Adam, and then the next one is Teva. Or Adam was like Teva. That's Paro in Kriyas Yamsuf. That's what happened here. I hear the answers that Cheva said before, which also, it just hit me this week. Why are we begging Paro to let us go? Just give him a patch and put him and leave. So then I started thinking along the lines that, no, it's okay. We want to do it with his consent. So how come HaKadosh Baruch Hu says in Tezvav, listen, which shows without his consent. So what's going on over here? Okay, there are tirutzim, but I think the mahalach that we have tonight is based on the Maral and Derech Chaim that it's an Indian. We want to overcome Adam as a Adam, and then overcome Teva, which doesn't have free will. It's manyan. What's the oimik of that? Yes.
Does it come out that the ikka really is for Paro to say Hashem Atzadik Nani Nami Arashani?
When did he say that?
Not at Makis.
Not Makis Poros. That was earlier.
Really, the main, if I'm understanding you right, the main thing is not for Paro to say go. The main thing is for Paro to acknowledge HaKadosh Baruch Hu.
Right.
So it's funny that at the end when he says go, he doesn't say I acknowledge HaKadosh Baruch Hu.
Yeah. Okay, it's a and when he did say Hashem wa Tzadik, I don't know if that's enough to call HaKadosh Baruch Hu Tzadik. I don't know if it's enough. He wants to say that you have to be Oived Hashem, L'chu Yivdu Zelokechem. You know, it has to be more than just, he's a righteous person. A righteous God, I'm sorry. Chavre, I think this is super geschmack, and I'm happy that you all agree. Tell the Oilam was not here today, Roch, that today was a super geschmack. Tell him.
I'm here as well.
Okay?
I'll say on the email.
I'll say on the email. Today, I think, when I noticed this, and then I saw, and I had this kasha on this Sforno for years. If it's machmid libo to keep the balance, so what happened at the end? He buckled at the end. So where did you keep the balance at the end for? Elamai, you're not keeping the balance, so why did you keep it till now? But the only chiddush is I saw a Sefer Seit, and it's not enough. I saw a Rav that lives today. I mean, like a Haitek is fine. I need to find a little bit more a Bakar than Makis Puris that was also Achmadas Alev. But Paro then used his free will, exercised his free will properly. It doesn't mention it because they make a chiluk. The Torah mentions Achmadas Alev if it made a difference. That's the weak point here. This needs a little bit to be explained. Yeah.
That's not what happened in Rashi when he says that only the first 5 were Vayetzak Lekar.
So,
Does that not imply that the other 5 there was?
does he say another 5?
No, he says only the first 5 were.
So maybe the next 4?
There were 10.
I gotta check. If it said 5-5, you're right.
No, it doesn't. It says
Well, maybe we have to look at Rashi's source. I have a feeling since the hat's already ready, I have a feeling the shear is reaching it out. What do you think? What do you say? I joke around with the cover. So, right? It's a shtickle Rebbe's, no? What are you telling guys? So I'm going to be mishtatif in the Rebbe's. You see, me oichet. Rabbi says, so first of all, I want to wish you all that it should not be so cold. You know, Judaism is a warm religion. Let's hope that we can show this warmth in a nice way. And the Hashem, it should be a good week for Am Yisrael. Okay, we say.